Yo, what is up guys? Sneaky McDucky here, bringing you guys some gameplay from Crysis 3. We're playing Extraction on the map Hell's Kitchen. Now, I'm not going to talk about the gameplay, but instead, the Nano suit. So if you're like me and you're new to the series, you might not know how to take advantage of it. In this video, I'm going to go in depth with it and hopefully teach you how to use it and take advantage of people that don't. So let's start out with what exactly the Nano suit is. You were given this suit at the beginning of the game. It gives you two basic abilities that you could switch from. They are stealth and armor. Whenever you use these modes, you drain your power gauge. So if you guys look at the bottom right side of your screen, you guys can see two gauges that I have down there. And once I enable these two perks, you're going to see them fluctuate. Some abilities from these modes require more energy than others, but the main idea is that the more stealthy and sneaky you are, the slower you'll go through your power gauge. Therefore, if you are sneaky and stealthy, you will potentially and statistically live longer. Another thing to note is that you can change modes relatively quickly, so use that to your advantage when devising your tactical plan. Alright, let's talk a little bit more about each mode. We'll start with stealth mode and cover how to use it and what it does. Whenever stealth mode is engaged, you turn almost completely invisible. This is useful, but don't forget that it slowly drains your power gauge when it's activated. Therefore, you don't want to keep it on all the time, only when you feel like enemies are close. Whenever you are invisible and crouching, your power gauge drains even slower. This helps to promote the silent approach in the game. This mode is helpful for assassinations and setting up for the perfect shot. But beware, if you shoot your gun while you're invisible, all of your power gauge will be immediately brought down to zero. And if you're in a combat situation, the recharge rate seems even longer than it actually is. To avoid this, become invisible right before you shoot the target, and then go back to being invisible. It's simple, but not knowing this can lead to some very frustrating deaths. Alright, let's talk a little bit about armor and turning yourself into a tank. This mode also takes away a significant amount of energy. Along with the power gauge drainage, it makes you a nearly unstoppable force, or at least until your power gauge runs out. Basically, whenever your armor mode is engaged, your power gauge acts as sort of a shield for you. Whenever people shoot at you, damage is taken away from your power gauge in the form of energy. A good thing to note is that if you barely have any energy in your power gauge, then it probably isn't the best idea to use your armor power up because it won't have a very significant effect on you. But other than that, you're basically a human tank. Tell me that's not awesome. Trick question. It is awesome. A few things to note. There is a perk that puts auto armor on for you when you're taking fire. I personally still have it equipped, but I think after I put some serious time into this game and get familiar with things, that I'll take it off and use something more beneficial to my player. Finally, Crysis 3 is designed to be a stealth game. If you plan on always running into the middle of a fight scene, then unless you're really good, you're going to find death very easily. This gives the game a little bit more difficulty, but if you follow this little strategy guide, then you will become a Nano suit natural. And that's it. Just remember to take it easy on the sprinting and use the two modes wisely. There is no need to have one or the other equipped at all times, but at the same time, don't forget that you have them. Use them wisely, use them to your advantage. If you're like me and you're brand new to this series, I hope that this helped you in some way. As for the game itself, I'm really enjoying it. It's a great change of pace game that brings something different than your normal first-person shooter games. Stay tuned for more Crysis 3 gameplay and tips. Don't forget to rate, comment, and if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, later players.